Do you want to fix your flying right elbow? In this next video, I'm going to show you 2 great ways to fix your flying right elbow and make a better golf swing. I'll see you soon. Hey, it's Troy from Hitting It Solid here. So you want to fix your flying right elbow. Well, in this video I'm going to show you 2 great ways with drills how you can fix your flying right elbow and make a much better overall golf swing. So before we get started, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The more people I have subscribing to my channel, it helps me grow the channel and provide and create more great videos to help us all play better golf together. So I really appreciate that. So let's get stuck in. So the flying right elbow, so what is that? So, and why is it something we would rather get rid of in our golf swing? Well, flying right elbow, so I'm a right-hander, so if I'm set up to a shot like so and I make a backswing, if my right elbow at the top here gets out like this and the elbow is pointing way back beneath me, somewhere in that sort of position there, that would be considered a flying right elbow, and that's normally the term that it's given to it. So why is it such a bad thing? Well, I guess firstly it depends on your ability as a golfer as well. There are a number of great players, and there's a number of great players in our present game that have a flying right elbow and play golf at a very high level, and one of those is Bubba Watson, Freddie Couples, sort of flying right elbow right from the start. Jack Nicklaus had a bit of a flying right elbow. I guess the difference with those guys is they had super talent and they practiced and were able to still get their arms in the right position on the downswing and make a good golf swing. And what they actually did was, in particular Bubba Watson does this, he gets to the top, he has his elbow out there very far, but he's very good at getting his club to drop right on the inside and still make a fantastic golf swing. But I guess for the rest of us that do not have the sort of natural talent that these guys have got, it's much easier to make a better golf swing if we can get that right elbow more tucked in that position there at the top of our backswings, rather than having that elbow up or flying in that position there. So it's much easier for most of us to make a better golf swing if we can get rid of that flying right elbow. So make sure you stick around just to the end, not too far away. I'm going to go through 2 really simple drills and changes you can make. One of them is to your setup, how we can get rid of our flying right elbow. So another advantage of getting rid of our flying right elbows helps us shallow and make a better downswing, and I'll show you how this looks from down the line. If I've got my right elbow flying right up top here, for me to get the club down on this sort of path, I've really got to make a drastic sort of drop down move, something like that, to really get the club on that correct downswing path that we want to hit the ball. Whereas if I can get my elbow in a good position at the top, something like that, it's so much easier to get it on that correct downswing path and hit the golf ball on the right plane. So that's probably one of the biggest advantages of getting that right elbow in the better position. Quite often with a flying right elbow, what it causes is a lot of pulls and slices, and that's because when we're up top in this sort of position, it's very easy to lead with the arms and hands on the downswing like this and just come down very steep to the golf ball. And you'll either, depending on what your face is doing and what sort of grip you've got, you'll either hit a big banana slice or just pull the ball straight to the left. So there are a couple of the bad shots you can hit from having a flying right elbow. So let's get stuck in. So what's a couple of things we can do to fix our flying right elbow? So first thing I like to do is at my setup, and pay attention to this right elbow pit here. What I like to do, where a lot of golfers go wrong, at their setup, they'll have that right elbow pit pointing down towards the target. Now, what that does is when I make my backswing, I'll show you this from a different angle. When I make them a backswing, if that elbow pit is pointing there, the way the elbow bends naturally There's really only one way it can go, and that's up and behind us in that flying elbow position. And from this angle here, if I have that elbow pit down towards my target line, there's really only one way the elbow, it's the way the elbow bends, it's got to end up behind us like that. Now, one simple, really effective change you can make to fix this, when you get to your setup, have your elbow pit on your right arm, pointing towards the golf ball, so towards the camera in this position. Now, if I do that, just twist it slightly. If I do that, the elbow will naturally bend a lot more up and down like this, just by having that elbow pit pointing in that direction. So from down the line, the elbow, it just will naturally bend in a much better position by having that elbow pit pointing forward, and you'll make a much better backswing by having it in that position. So that's one great little change. You can just make it your setup as you get up over the ball. Instead of having it like that, elbow pit pointing down there, just do a slight little twist, elbow pit down this way, and that little change will make a huge difference. Now the other change you can make, another drill you can do, now I've just got a little plastic plate. Now you can do this with a frisbee or any number of different little objects, doesn't really matter. Now at the top of your backswing, normally with a flying right elbow, your right hand, it'll get deep down behind you, and my hand in this position here, it'll normally be pointing way out there somewhere, whereas ideally what we want somewhere about there, with the palm of my hand pointing towards the sky. So what you can practice is with this plate, get in your setup position, practice making swings, so you're holding that plate towards the sky, and all you got to do, and if you do that, it means you've got your right elbow in a great position at the top of the backswing, ready to make that transition in the downswing. And yeah, this is something you can practice at home or just about anywhere. As long as you get that palm to the sky, you won't have any right elbow problems again. And if we get rid of that, we make our swing palm to the sky, same position, and we made a really good backswing. So that's a couple of really simple little changes you can make, one with the setup, with that elbow pit, and one at the top of that backswing on getting that palm more towards the sky, and you'll be in a much better position. You get rid of that flying right elbow, make a better backswing, which will in turn help you in your transition to make a much better downswing. And by fixing that flying right elbow, it'll improve your sequencing for your downswing, make it a lot easier to make that solid impact with the golf ball. So I hope that helps you out. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Now below this video you see a couple of additional links to extra golf instruction. Make sure you check that out. That will really help you out with your game. Once again, please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to make a lot more videos like this for you guys to really help you out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.